Hey guys, welcome to today's video where we're going to be breaking down today's Dolphins game. Before we get started though, please drop a quick like and a sub on today's video. That would really help my channel grow. I'd really appreciate that. With that said, let's dive right into the video and I hope you enjoy. So back-to-back weeks where Dolphins lose on the last kick of the game, and at this point I'm not even surprised. Tough game, and I think if you had to blame someone, you would, I guess, blame Tua in a way for the two interceptions. But I don't actually think he played a bad game. It's just a frustrating game, frustrating outcome. But I think there were a lot of good takeaways from this game, mostly offensively. I thought, what I saw from Mike Gesicki, what I saw from Jaylen Waddle, all good things, all good things. It's just at the end of the day, the defense wasn't there, the clutch plays weren't there. And those two costly interceptions from Tua really ended up allowing the Falcons to win this game. Let's talk about the stats, though, and let's start with Tua. As I said, I thought he played really well. I thought he did a good job running the football, 29 rushing yards on 4 attempts, threw for just shy of 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 picks. He was confident with the football. He was accurate. Only had 8 incompletions. 2 of those ended up being interceptions. But, on 40 passes, 32 attempts, 32 completions is pretty good. But those interceptions really cost the Dolphins. They were complete momentum swayers. For Xavien Howard had an interception, looked like the Dolphins were right back in the game. But then the Falcons were able to pick off Tua and just ill-advised throws. I thought the Falcons' defensive line did a very good job getting to the quarterback, getting to Tua, making sure he was uncomfortable. A lot of that from that Falcons defense that I thought really allowed them to be really productive in this game. Running-wise, I thought the Dolphins actually did a pretty good job running the football. Obviously, Myles Gaskin was the main running back for them today, 15 carries for 67 yards, and he added an extra, 4 catches for 10 yards and a touchdown through the air. So I thought Myles Gaskin was a really positive player in today's game. 15 carries for 67 yards, about 4.5 average yards per carry, right where you want to be for the Dolphins. But throwing the ball, I thought Tua looked pretty confident. He was throwing the ball with a lot of power, making those big throws, and he was really trusting his receivers, which sometimes was not good and sometimes it was good. The Mike Gesicki touchdown, that was a trust your receiver, but Gesicki went up and caught it. I thought Gesicki had a really good game, and I thought Tua, when he, other than those interceptions, made the right reads, made the right decisions to step up in the pocket or to throw outside to get. There wasn't a ton of sacks, but. At the end of the day, I thought the offense was up and down, and when it was down, it was really down. It was mostly just complete and utter mistakes from Tua, but it had flow to it, and it did a good job. 28 points for that offense, I thought was pretty good. Defensively, another story. I don't know how many positive takeaways I can take away from this defense. I thought Eric Rowe had a really tough game trying to go up against Kyle Pitts. Jerome Baker obviously got injured. Xavien Howard did have that interception, but he got beat on a deep ball. There weren't a lot of positives. There really weren't. The run defense wasn't there at all, and there wasn't any pressure on Matt Ryan whatsoever, other than one sack by Jevon Holland. There weren't any sacks. There wasn't really any pressure on Matt Ryan, and that was really costly. So it was just a really tough game. And then if you look for the Falcons, Ryan had a really good game, 25 for 40, 336 yards, two touchdowns and an interception. Cordero Patterson had 14 carries for 60 yards and a touchdown. Kyle Pitts had a monster day, 7 catches for 163 yards. And that was kind of that. But I thought defensively they played really well. They got to Tua Tagovailoa. They really were able to pressure him. And although there only was 1 sack on the day, Deion Jones with a sack, Robert Hunt just blocked the wrong guy, and Deion Jones came off free. I thought that, they did a really good job getting pressure on the quarterback and making sure that Tua Tagovailoa was phased and, made bad decisions. And that happened a lot, and that really was the storyline of this game. I thought that at the end of the day, the Falcons defense, which is not a good defense, one of the worst defenses in the NFL, played well. They played well, and I thought that they did what they needed to do, and they got the job done, and that's why they beat the Dolphins. And then, of course, clutch game time management. I thought that was another really big thing about this game. The Dolphins in the past few weeks they have been that team that at the end of the day, they're better than their 1-6 record shows, but they have been losing those small battles, those small turnovers, those big plays in games. They've been losing those, and that's the reason why they're 1-6. The Falcons are not a better team than the Dolphins. They're simply not. The Dolphins have a better team, and they do, and it's rough that they lose seemingly every single week because of managing the game. They managed the game worse. The Falcons managed the game better this game, right? They had the ball in the hands of Matt Ryan with 2 minutes left, got the game-winning kick. And sure, the Falcons' defense also blocked a field goal, and that was massive for them too. And the Dolphins, threw an interception just before halftime, gave the football back to the Falcons. Falcons ended up scoring a field goal, score a touchdown out of the gate. It's now 20-7. And the Dolphins were behind the wheel because those mismanaged opportunities is really what's been hurting the Dolphins a lot. Statistically, though, I mean, the Dolphins beat the Falcons in total yards. They beat them in rushing yards, and they were they were consistently they beat them on first downs and on third down efficiency. Had more plays than them. And you know what? At the end of the day, the penalties, the false starts, the mismanaged opportunities, the mismanaged game time plays, all of that caught up. I mean, they out-possessioned the Falcons by 10 minutes, and they still lost this game. So, those interceptions from Tua really hurt, and, the mismanagement of today's game, I think was another big thing. And we saw that against the Jaguars last week. We've seen that in the past few weeks. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the Dolphins are going to do next week against the Bills. It's not going to be pretty. Dolphins should not have lost this game, but they shouldn't have lost the game last week. And, Tua, I don't think is to blame. I mean, he made some mistakes in today's game, but he played a really solid game. It's just frustrating, and it's just been a frustrating season. That is what it is. So tough loss for the Dolphins. Good win for the Falcons. They moved to 3-3. Let's see who they play next week. They're going to be playing the Panthers. Very winnable game for them. Trying to move it to 4-3. Then they play the Saints. They play the Cowboys after that. So they've got a few winnable games. Then they play the Cowboys and the Patriots, which might be some tougher games. But with that said, I think that Falcons, that's a big momentum win for them. Kyle Pitts really got going, and Miami Dolphins just continuing to just really, really just tough loss after tough loss after tough loss. Someone's going to get fired at the end of the season. I don't know who, but it's going to be someone. So with that said, big win for the Falcons, tough loss for the Dolphins. We'll see you next week. And with that said, that's pretty much going to end the video for today. Did you agree with my analysis? Why or why not? Leave your comments and thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, if you're new around here, please drop a like and a sub on today's video. I'd really appreciate that. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, see ya.